Hello, world! Welcome to another episode of Unlocking Miracles, Janergy's Guide to Life, Love, and Leadership. How are you, miracle workers? I'm so excited for this episode because we are about to hear some miracle stories from somebody who I really look up to. You will know later on why I look up to him. Okay, so let me introduce you to you. He studied chemical engineering at University of San Jose Recoletos. He currently lives here in Mandawi City. He's been a Manulifer, okay, a branch head for 27 years in our company. 2 decades in Toastmasters, a music lover. Friends, help me welcome here at Unlocking Miracles, Aristides Boy Archie. Hi,
Hello, good
Didi
afternoon,
Boy.
Janice. Good afternoon to all the listeners and viewers out there.
Yes, what are you grateful for today?
Oh, well, today, well, it's a little bit gloomy outside, but the sun has been out in Cebu yesterday, so we had some times bonding with my co-composers in for the second Cebu Metro Pop Music Festival. So nag-banding kami doon. But today was special mainly because Una is a Sunday and a holiday.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's also special for me to be able to be featured in your podcast. And you're actually the first to do this. There's somebody who has been trying to do this with me, but I will not tell the name. Also a Toastmaster, we couldn't get our schedules together. So I owe that person really big time. Kaya because we'll be meeting each other in Discord, I suppose, and I have to reach out to her. She might know na nauna ka.
Ang lakas ko talaga sa'yo, Didi Boy. So for
Isang
those
ganun
who
mo
are,
lang.
yeah, for those who are wondering, how did I and Didi Boy met, no? Bakit Didi Boy actually yung tawag ko sa kanya? Because at that time that we actually met, that was way back in 2016. He was the
Yes.
current district director. Actually, the first director kasi we used to call our parang head of the Toastmasters community governor, right? District
Yes.
governor. At that time, he was the first one who was called the district director. Nag-change kami ng names. And then that was also the time that I attended the convention or the conference in Cebu. And then he actually endorsed me as one of the club mentors of Manulife BPS, right?
Yes.
So
Correct.
yun yung background kaya sobrang naging I would consider na Didi Boy is one of the people I look up to in Toastmasters kasi pinagkatiwalaan niya ako with that kind of ano. And then also
Responsibility.
kaya rin siya taong pagkakatingalaan because matangkad si Didi Boy. Didi Boy, ano bang height mo?
6'6", 6.5", 6'1". Yeah. So sabi mo nga, pinagkatiwalaan kita doon sa MBPS as mentor. And kaya nga, malakas ka sa akin, malakasan to yun. Kasi nga, you gave a quick nod when we were looking for somebody to club coach that new club. And yeah, so ito lang, bawian lang, suklian.
And I know, nabanggit ko rin sa'yo that actually this year is my 10th year in Toastmasters as a Toastmaster.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
kaya sabi ko, I'm looking forward to interviewing people who really made an impact in my Toastmasters journey. So isa ka yun, isa ka doon actually. Kaya hindi
Well,
ako
thank you for that.
papayag na hindi kita ma-interview sa podcast na to.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Oh, 'di ba? Oh, yeah. So for the benefit of our viewers, can you give us a short background, Didi Boy, of your journey from, 'di ba, engineer ka?
Yeah.
What made you decide to shift into entrepreneurship, to being a business
Mhm.
owner, to be part of the life insurance industry? Yan.
Yeah. Well, I'd say there were the good times and the bad times that made me decide to eventually go full time with my life. But before deciding to become a chemical engineer, which, di ba, marami yung tataka, bakit kang chemical engineer ka? Di ba, ang hirap-hirap mo, mga chemistry, ganun. I would really have wanted to become an architect. So I always say this, and even in our business presentations in my life, can you imagine if I was an architect and people would call me Architect Archie? O, di ba?
Ah,
Of the Philippine Archipelago, o, di ba? Parang meron siya mga rhyme, you know. So, but the architecture is a little bit financially limiting. So, medyo kapos tayo in the past. So I took up chemical engineering at the University of San Jose Recoletos. And in fact, that was not my first choice of a school. Kasi between that by alma mater and another school which is also uh, ano ba to, popular in Cebu, mas mahal kasi yun sa kabila. So I had to go to USJR. So it parang was something that I was just, it fell into my lap na nandun ako, but I never regretted being an alumni of sa Regulators. So I went into training, or I immediately got my first job in June of 19. Ako, eto na. Ano
ayan
na
na
yung
naman,
mga date-date.
kakaribilan na ng edad.
Karibilan na. June 1982, I got my first job in Iligan City, that's National Steel Corporation, because they were hiring then fresh graduates from chemical engineering courses around the country. So it was to um, supplement their manpower requirement for their 5, 10-year, 15-year expansion program. Anyway, after my stint in National Steel Corporation, I resigned in Manila. I was actually assigned there in Makati, in our head office. And then somebody from our supplier spotted me and talked to me about coming back, going back here in Cebu to handle the account, which was the biggest account in Cebu, which is the San Miguel Corporation. So eto na nga, hindi ako tinanggap ng San Miguel Corporation. Nag-apply ako ha. Hindi ako tinanggap, pero tinanggap ako ng
Oh.
isang company that provided services and products to San Miguel Corporation sa brewery mismo. Okay, sa brewery. So, yun, nakita kami nung nag-interview sa akin, sabi ng ganyan, sasabi ng aking general manager, o, di ba, your loss is our gain, sabi ng ganun. So, and that's where I got to learn of San Miguel Toastmasters Club. And immediately when I was invited by my friend to attend a Toastmasters Club meeting, hindi ko alam kung ano yung Toastmasters. So he said, but more than anything else, sabi niya, free ang beer doon, free. Sabi niya ganun. Kasi we would have our meetings at the SMC 1521 reception center is at the top most. It's actually the roof deck of that tall building in San Miguel Brewery. So, and then I resigned from that company. I got into construction, and I met my agent in Manulife. I don't know if you met her, but she died several years back. She was my mother, my mentor, my sister, and overall coach, my recruiter and financial advisor. It was her who brought me into Manulife. So
Oh.
then, since then, she invited me 1996. Because sabi ko sa kanya, bakit ikaw, Chito ang pangalan niya? Sabi ko, Chito, bakit pag Saturday, parang maaliwalas yung mukha mo, nagbabody tone, ano ka lang, gym. Habang ako dito, nagsisweldo ng mga tao, naghahagila pa ako ng pangsweldo, nagtatago ako sa mga supplier ko kasi singilan nila every Saturday din. So parang ganun. So our construction company run into problems, and parang ang lifesaver as far as our finances was concerned is si Manulife. So yeah, ngayon alam mo na kung bakit I really stuck with Manulife for 27 years.
Wow, beautiful story. And we often see each other during kickoffs and then
Yes,
during, di ba? So nagkakatagpo kami pag may mga
trainings.
trainings for leaders, as well as of course pag may event tayo sa Toastmasters, like we have an upcoming event in April, no, yung ating
Yes,
Discon sa
yes.
Davao. So hopefully we see each other also there.
Yep.
Ayan. So, yan, kwentuhan mo naman kami, Didi Boy. Any of 2 or 3 miracle stories na talagang tumatak sa puso mo that actually you found it very, parang, di naman, pag sinabi kasi natin miracle, hindi man sobrang, ano yan, grand. Pwedeng simple lang yan, or ano, but yeah, feel free to share with us any miracle story that you have.
Okay. If I were a cat, sabi nila, di ba, cat has 9 lives. 9 lives ba? Okay. Pero ako, more than that, kasi I've gotten into accidents, a near grounding incident, halos ma-crash ng airplane. I got into ICU. Before I got into Manulife, I got into ICU for 3 days for viral infection. Di ba nga, I mentioned earlier that I was in a chemical manufacturing or a chemical sales company. This is Canada-based din siya. And I think my ano ba to, yung aking biorhythm at saka yung aking my overall sa katawan ko na affected nung constant inhalation ko of mga fumes when I would go to the warehouse that I was the one who also sourced. Meron kaming maliit na, actually it's just an apartment, ginawa namin parang warehouse. And our chemicals then were medyo toxic kasi siya acidic. Tapos panglinis ng mga food manufacturing equipment or companies like for instance si San Miguel. Okay, so I think I got it there, and then sabi lang ng doctor I had viral infection. I was in ICU for 3 days. Honestly, if I recall that day in I think 1986, I think that I was in the hospital. Akala ko nakikita ko na yung white blinding light at saka pearly gates of heaven na Janice, di ba? Tapos may sumatawag sa akin. May tumatawag sa akin na gentle voice. Akala ko angel. Sabi niya na, boy. Eh, yung mother ko pala, ginigising ako kasi ilang ano ko. I was into this, I had seizures. Diba? Yung sinasabi nila, nagkukumbulsyon. I had seizures at, I think, 28 years old. And you know, I was very athletic during my younger years. And in a way, I was really into a lot of sports. So, medyo, ang sabi nga ng mga doktor, there was a team of 8 people in the emergency room who had to restrain me. I was really shaking like that. Anyway, so yun, discover ko eventually after that there was this viral infection, and then it resulted to my having some kind of a parang heart disease or something. Parang nag-weak yung heart ko. Meron siyang, ang tawag nito, heart enlargement. So I discovered that when I first applied for my policy in Manulife. So I was thinking that it was one miracle. Kasi nga, you know, I came back to life. I think I probably slept more than 48 hours in the hospital. I was in ICU. And after that, everything was in a way parang inisip ko nga parang second life ko. But even before that, Janice, I had a lot of other near-death experiences. The second most remarkable one was during my time as Lieutenant Governor Marketing in Toastmasters. We were about to board a plane. The three of us were coming from different parts of the country. Doti coming from Mindanao, JJ coming from Manila, and I coming from Cebu. And we were supposed to hold a training, an officer's training, club officer's training in Cagayan de Oro. And at that time, there was, I think, a low pressure area or papunta na siya ng storm. And I was boarding a turboprop plane. I'm not sure if it was PAL or Cebu Pacific. This happened sometime in 2014. 2014, yes. And can you imagine being hovering at the airport and nandun ka sa ere for like 4 hours? Kasi hindi kami nakalanding. Kasi yung landing lights ng bagong nagindingan airport in Cagayan de Oro, hindi pa siya, ewan ko, parang may ano nga parang very curious. Nag-open ka ng bagong airport na walang landing lights. O siyempre, di ba? It was madilim araw yung flight namin, medyo madilim, makulimlim. There was storm hovering all over the place. So the pilot couldn't really land at saka maalog, tapos there was heavy rain, tapos windy. So we would go up and down and hovering over the Lagindingan airport for like about 2.5 hours. So the pilot decided, pabalik na lang tayo sa Cebu because we cannot land. Saka parang may flooding din sa tarmac. Bumalik kami yung Cebu, sinundan kami ng bagyo. So ano na naman sa Cebu, heavy rains naman sa airport. Hindi naman kami makalan kasi ang visibility 0. So,
oh no!
Can you imagine? At saka there were nuns in that flight. there were nuns behind me and children were screaming
So
and the nuns were,
they were praying
yes,
already.
yes. Buti na lang, I cannot recall this person was beside me, a small guy, pero ano siya, parang military guy. Sabi niya, ay ako, sabi niya gano'n, this is nothing, sabi niya, don't worry, sabi niya gano'n. So, because of that, parang medyo na ano rin yung, ano ko, yung kalampag ng dibdib ko, sabi niya gano'n. Okay to si Sarah, sabi niya gano'n. And he was, elderly na during that time. So, because of that, pero, you know what, Janice, nung nakaapak ako ng lupa sa Mactan International Airport talaga, gusto kong, gusto kong lumubog. Alam mo, nasa ibutawid, sabi ko, Lord, mamamatay ba akong Toastmaster? So I think that was at April 5, I think in 2014. That was really a harrowing experience. So yun. And I think, sabihin ko na lang ha, kaya tuloy ang takbo ng buhay ko ni Lord kasi nga, magsisilbi pa ako district director sa term ko 2015-2016. Si
Yes,
JJ,
yes.
si JJ hindi siya nakapunta na Cagayan de Oro. So she was diverted to Davao. So what happened was si Doti lang ang nag-training ng tatlong areas of training doon sa Cagayan de Oro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
And because
now
of
you
that
will,
incident,
yes. Yeah.
what changed in you? Meron ka bang pinago sa sarili mo because of that incident?
Well, you know what? I've been traveling, flying for so many times. Even when I was an employee, I would take a flight from Cebu to Manila and back and all that. I really get irked and irritated, with the cancelled flight, delayed flights, etc., etc. Ngayon, kasi hodang ano pa diyan ng isang araw, wala na akong pakialam. Ang importante, because you see,
Safe.
you'll never know what's going to happen in that flight. And you'll never know what's going
Yes.
on, what are the workings of the pilot, ano yung
Yes.
nasa background. You don't know the real story. So wag ka na mag-grumble dyan. Upo ka na
Totoo.
lang. Magkape-kape ka na lang kung meron pang kape.
Yes. That's also my realization kapag may mga delays, you had to wait.
Yeah.
Kasi 'di ba minsan uh, there's God is like saving you from
Yeah,
any trouble,
exactly.
'di ba?
Exactly.
Or
Or yeah.
possibly there's a better opportunity na pwede mong ma-experience while in your waiting or in your 'di ba, yung nando'n ka sa point na nag-aantay.
Yeah,
Ayan.
I recall kasi an incident na kasama namin sa National Steel Corporation. He was really young, 23, 24 years old. He was taking a flight from Cebu to Iligan City. Tapos, he was not supposed to be boarding the plane kasi nga parang na-late siya or something. So, sarado na yung gate, etc. Ang nangyari, naka-board pa rin siya, gawa nung ang kanyang girlfriend, merong kakilala dun sa airport. So they managed to be able to get him in the plane, even if the boarding gates were closed and all that. Ang nangyari, nag-crash yung plane. It was a major crash in our aviation history in the Philippines. Somewhere in the mountains of, I'm not sure if Cagayan de Oro or Iligan. Parang maloka-loka yung girlfriend niya kasi ang inisip niya, siya ang nagtulak ng kanyang boyfriend. Mag-ano na sana sila magkaasawa na. Siya nagtulak ng boyfriend niya sa kanyang kamatayan. So, can you imagine if we were the girlfriend?
Yeah,
Yun. So, because
nakaka-guilty
of
'yun
that,
pag gano'n.
yes, because of that incident, I was saying, a split second, a minute na hindi ka makaboard or na-delay ka or you got into traffic, sometimes you're so uptight, very stressed ka kasi malilate ka or something, you'll miss something. Kaya mo na, because you never know that you were made to miss a flight for something. Probably back home you are needed more because may emergency din or something, tapos bigla mo na lang malalaman when you get home kasi hindi ka naka-fly, somebody got sick or something na kailangan mo atupagin. So, kaya mo na, let it go.
Yes. So, ang theme song ng buhay ay let it go, let it go.
alam mo sometimes Janice, di ba? Ako pa, medyo off din ako minsan. So I see things, in our business, di ba? Talaga, cases na hindi ma-issue, talagang ipapasok
Mm.
mo, magagalaiti ka, bakit hindi issue, etc., etc. Ngayon, I've come to realize that, there will always be a reason why things do not
Yes.
happen. And if they happen they will happen for a specific reason, which will probably also give you more benefits than trouble.
Yes, that's true. You describe yourself as a leader. Are you a controller? Controller ka ba?
I would like to think that I'm more of a servant leader. The control thing is something that we must also have to have a little bit of that, but not totally talagang in control ka talaga, because like I said, there are things na you just need to let go because they are happening for a specific reason. As much as possible, like a business needs to be controlled by the leader or the business person. There are things that you will need to be decisive on, yeah, intentional. But where there are things that, kunyari, even in the personalities of our agents, hindi mo sa makokontrol. Hindi
True.
mo sa makokontrol sa kanilang iisipin, sa kanilang gagawin. So you just need to guide them. If they are able to be guided to where you want them, where you want to lead them to, then okay. But there are those na nakakausap ko minsan in my team na hindi mo talaga sila pwedeng ma-entice or ma-motivate because of what they don't have now you have been experiencing. Like for instance, example na lang, specific example, travels. Hindi naman pala tayo lahat gusto mag-travel-travel. Di ba? So sa kanila,
Yes.
iba ang kanilang reason for being in Manulife.
Yeah.
So, alam mo ba, masasabi ko sa isang agent ko, sabi niya, andiyan sa Manulife with us because of the friendship. Imagine mo yun, because of the friendship, she goes to the office, hindi siya
Yes.
nagbebenta or something. Oh, but ito, yung girl na yun, I say specifically a girl, yung girl na yun, good friend of mine until now, naging MDRT last year.
Wow!
Di ba? Di ba? Ang friendship na naging MDRT, marami din siyang mga backstory sa buhay, sa family, and all that. But ito, the one big win that she had last year, probably did not erase the hurts and the pain and the failures in the past, whether it is in the business or in relationships, but it somehow added a stepping stone for her to really make a go in her Manulife business career, not just for the friendship anymore, but for herself.
Yes. Breakthrough moment 'yon, nakakatuwa naman 'no. We cannot really tell ano, sa industry namin na ni Didi Boy na kung merong mabilis, 'di ba, yung mabilis parang pagpasok pa lang successful na kaagad, 'di ba?
Yes.
Meron naman na
Yes.
mabagal, it will take over how many years before nila makuha yung success. But I think ang sikreto talaga sa industry natin is tatagal ka ba? 'Di ba? Yun talaga, 'no, patagalan talaga.
As I was
Mm.
saying, yung girl na yun na naging MDRT last year, mas matagal pa siya sa atin sa Manulife.
Oh,
Soon,
talaga?
kung meron tayong event sa Manulife, actually sa awards, if you'll be there, makikita tayo doon. Because she was first a staff of that recruiter of mine, si Chito Avila.
Oh,
So staff siya. So in
oh,
totality, yung Manulife experience niya or yung journey sa Manulife started being a staff of one agent. So more than 27 years na rin siya. Mas matagal pa sa akin. Soon, I'll introduce you to her. Sasabihin ko na lang, ito
yes.
yung for the friendship.
Oh, nice, yes. Yun, I was saying kanina while you were still fixing your
Yeah.
internet, na yung
Yeah.
yung industry natin talaga minsan ang talaga dito is patagalan, 'no?
Yes. Yeah,
Talagang
I got
gaano
that.
ka tatagal. Kasi
Tatagal.
yung
Sabi mo,
success mo
tatagal ka ba?
ngayon, 'di ba yung success mo ngayon, puwedeng ano lang yan, temporary lang yan, eh. Because when we start a new year, we back to zero, 'di ba? Everybody
Exactly.
starts with zero. how would you actually perform for the year. So any transformation story aside from dun sa nakwento mo na naging
Yeah.
MDRT, meron ka bang parang very top of mind na impressed ka na how this person actually transformed their story, and
Yeah.
for you it was a miracle, parang ganyan?
Yeah. Uh, I'll piggyback first on yung sinabi mo na every year we start anew, tapos, the business closes December, opens again in January. And for me personally, it's been a roller coaster ride. It's not been smooth sailing all the way since 1996, 1997. Now, as far as yung sinasabi mong miracle story of another agent I still have until now, although may roller coaster din siya, is yung staff ko of, I think, mga 8 years. Ano siya? Lalaki, kinuha ko siya as my assistant. Hindi ko ever since, I don't call my staff secretary. I call them parang staff assistant. So si staff assistant na boy started with me coming from, he's an educator actually. He came from the credit card company. So offer siya ng mga credit card. Zero knowledge about computers. And so when ako naman kasi, sabi ko nga sa kanya, I may be able to give you the best compensation, but I will give you the best training. Yun ako. I gave him everything from customer service to underwriting to claims, etc. And this insurance advisor before na staff assistant ko is now a unit head of Manulife. He's now under me as a unit head. So, ang feeling ko, I had an impact on him. Basically, at saka nagtatalo kami, hindi kami yung parang kung couple parang puro kissing lang. Meron ding mga bangayan. But the nice thing about this guy is sabi niya, he is devoted and he's loyal to me. And sabi niya kasi he has a lot of things to thank for. Ito ang magandang storya. Nung nakakuha siya ng first car niya, sabi niya, halos maiyak-iyak daw siya nung pinasakay niya yung mother niya from, kasi ito sa Calbayog. So pinasakay niya yung mother niya, nag-joyride sila around Cebu. So sabi niya, it was the best moment daw na feeling niya na ibigay niya sa kanyang mother na nakita daw siya na successful in a way. Kasi alam mo naman tayo, di ba, sa Manulife, ang immediately ang binibigyan tayo ng access at support is pag kumuha tayo ng sasakyan. Kasi nga, that's part of our trade. So,
Yes.
I encourage him to look at being an agent before. Una, ayaw pa niya eh. And then eventually, he become a financial advisor recruiter. Tapos naging UHA, tapos eventually naging full unit head. So now, he is part of our expansion also now. Alam mo naman yung mga LRP, UHS natin, UHA hiring, etc. So he is part of that now. And I'm proud to say that in a way, he's transformed his life into something. Ito nga, this is a very anecdote, very funny anecdote. Kasi Jojo and I and this guy went to this place in Calbayog. We had when we were really promoting Manulife in several branches or several locations in the Philippines, Calbayog was one, Samar. So when we were there, parang kwento-kwentuhan lang, sabi niya kay Jojo Veloso, "Sir," sabi niya gano'n, nag-Google map ako, tapos nakita ko, ito yung house namin, oh. Sabi niya gano'n, ito yung roof, Sir Jojo. Sabi niya, this is an island away from Calbayog. Sabi niya, ha? Sabi ni Jojo gano'n. Sabi niya, huh? Really? You came from that place na parang, main source of living is fishing? Sabi niya. And then sabi ni Jojo, without, hindi siya nag-discriminate. Parang lang talaga niya, innocent question. Sabi niya, so how did you survive? So, sabi niya kay Jojo, no, si Jojo naman, hindi naman kami talagang, sir, napaka-unlucky na. But sabi niya, tama ka naman, na talagang life was hard where they were in that part. And then he's now in the Bug City. So, again, in the transformation department, I would say that he is one of those na talagang managed to also bring with me to where I am also now.
Yes, nakakatuwa naman yung kwento ni Didi Boy about the transformation of story, no? Talagang kapag ka ginusto naman, nagkakaroon ng result, no?
Yes,
Tinatrabaho
exactly.
naman, no? Nothing is for free. Kailangan talaga you have to work hard
Yes.
and you put all the effort and with the support of a leader like Didi Boy, no? Syempre, yung confidence level tumataas. O, kasi magaling mambudol din kasi.
Alam
I
mo,
mean,
pero alam,
in
alam
a
mo
positive
Janice,
sense, in a
yeah,
positive sense.
alam mo Janice, to be honest ha, I am known in my team as somebody who is in a way on the strict side. Kasi yung parang kunyari may question. Tapos ako, ang training kasi ni yung ano ba to? Si dati naming region head, si Tony Boy Rodriguez. I don't know if you've met him or heard about
Yes, yes,
him.
I've
He would
listened to him live.
you
Yes.
listen to him, yeah. He would say he would always say he would always approach us with like kung meron kaming question, he would always ask us a question. So,
Ah,
meron kaming ganyari ganito, Sir Ton, ganyan. Sasabi niya, bakit mo ba tinanong yung ganyan? Ano ba, for instance, ang condition or whatever. So much so na in the end, lalabas ka sa opisina niya na parang sinabi mo na lang sa sarili mo, bakit nga ba naman ako nagtanong? Alam ko naman pala yung sagot.
yes.
So kasi
Totoo naman yun.
nililid ka niya into a thinking process. At dahil doon, nasanay ako. Sabi nga lang yung iba, sabi, Sir Boy, bakit ba pag meron kaming tanong sa'yo, ang dami mong follow-up question. Dapat kami ang nagtatanong, kami ang follow up question. Ikaw yung maraming question. Hindi ka ba pwede sumagot lang ng ganito, ganyan? Sabi ko, actually, I don't give out things on a silver platter kasi pag nawala yung
Yeah.
thinking process natin, di ba? We don't have it easy. And even in your sales, actor sales, you don't have it easy. So, meron kayong mga objection. So, parang i-consider nyo yung question ko as an objection. But my way of asking a follow-up question is actually to lead you to an answer which you will know, you actually knew to begin with. Sabi ganon. So yeah, ganon ako. Tapos, minsan nga sinabi lang, huwag na tayo magtanong kay Sir Boy Archie kasi alam na natin kung saan tayo pupunta.
Yan. So actually that's a coaching technique. Coaching technique yan
Yes.
na you actually ask questions and you allow the person to gain that clarity. Kasi madalas naman, tayo naman, alam naman natin talaga ang sagot sa mga katanungan natin. It just takes one person, a different person, to help you process it. And yan, ang ganda nun, ganda nung shinare ni Didi Boy.
At saka to add to that, parang you're training them to think logically. At the same time,
Yes,
you also teach them to decide on their own kung which answer ba
totoo.
ang dapat nilang i-adapt, which way, for instance, whether it's selling or whatever as part of everything under the sun as far as our business is concerned.
Wow. Thank you. I'm learning so much from you, Didi Boy. We could go on and on with our interview, but our time is limited. So my final question for you is this. Yan, handa ka na ba?
Ito na yung table topics question. Sige, go.
Ayan, table topics para sa mga Toastmasters na nanonood. Yan. If you were to be reborn again, would you want to have a different life?
Meron lang ako sisingit paano lang sa sa mga listeners mo kasi there was this pageant sa yung isang candidate. Tinanong nung ganyan, sabi ka nun, if you were to be reborn again, what would you like to be or what would you be doing and all that? Sabi kayo na, contestant, if I were to be born again, I think I will not be a born again because I am a Catholic church. May church pa. May church pa. Anyway, but if I were to be born again, maybe I will not, a lot of people will say, be the same as you are. I would probably be wanting to be somebody who can still serve as many people and not, well, hindi sa pag-ano sa mga politicians, sa mga listeners mo, but probably not a politician because minsan kasi nababahira ng parang ibang intentions yung service. So I'd say, baka magpare. No, but will anything that will give me an opportunity to have an impact to more people. Kasi in our business, I already have discovered sa first claim ko lang, Janice, sa first claim ko din ko lang na na-realize na ito palang business natin. Let's face it, when I joined Manulife, kasi it was more on the inggit of the lifestyle of my recruiter. But then,
Yes.
when I got into the nitty-gritty of it all, tapos I got my first claim na isang janitor na in-endorse sa akin ng manager niya sa isang furniture company in Danau City. Doon ko na-realize na, uy, ano pala to? May say-say pala ang ginagawa mo. It's not just, for the hefty commission, the travel and all that, but more
Yes.
on what impact, life-changing impact you can have on people. So, probably it will be something that will be on that aspect na hindi naman siguro pang Mother Teresa si Arpeg, but yung marami kang matutulungan, marami kang
True.
whatever, if it's a business that you can have because you're employing so many people, you're touching their lives. I think I would still want to be in that arena of service to a multitude of people.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Sa totoo yun, no? What we actually contribute to the communities is what gives meaning to our life. Kasi kung
Yes,
nabubuhay ka lang
exactly.
para sa sarili mo, 'di ba? Parang
Yeah.
walang saysay yun. Pero if you are actually living a good legacy in terms of contributing, paano ka ba nakakatulong sa ibang tao,
Yeah.
that
And
will
I
really
and I
give meaning to your life.
yes, I find this both applicable in our Manulife business as well as Toastmasters, di ba? In Toastmasters, we
Yes.
coach people, we mentor, sometimes we torment. But overall, if I have somebody, for instance, I'll name the person, Mark Elardo. Talagang we journey to his to his Toastmasters journey together when he was still a new member of San Miguel Toastmasters Club. And we became friends. He's like I'm a big brother to him. Sometimes he calls me father and all that, but I've seen how he has grown. Of course, the credit is not just to me because I'm a mentor and somebody that coaches him, but ang mismong tao, he wanted to have a change in his life. He did not just want to be in one corner in a laboratory because he's a chemist and, magtimpla-timpla or something or formulate something. He is, I think, meant to really also touch other people. That's why he's trainer. He is also a speaker and all that. And that is a transformational thing that Mark Elardo has also done to himself. And that's really just amazing. If Toastmasters, example po na isang tao na talagang nag-gain ng Toastmasters principles and training, that's Mark Elardo.
Wow, thank you for sharing. Yan. So, yeah, Didi Boy, before we end, I'd like to invite you. Anything that you want to promote, share an event, yeah, feel free to do that.
Well, of course, for our Toastmasters listeners and even the non-Toastmasters listeners, the event that is going to be big in Toastmasters District 75 will be the Discon in Davao, One Vibe, One Tribe, One Tribe, One Vibe. And this is happening on April 26,
6.
26 to
26 to
28.
28.
Yeah, and if you're in Manila, well, there are a lot of events and things that is happening in our company. And if you think that you are going to be cut for a lifestyle and a service of great importance and nobility, well, Manulife is there. Its doors are open. You talk to our host tonight or this afternoon.
Yes, of course, lalo na
She can
kung
give you some.
yes,
Yeah.
lalo na kung based kayo in Cebu. Yan, si Didi Boy
Yeah.
is the guy you need to look for.
Yeah, our office in Cebu is at Manulife 2 Quad Building, Cardinal Rosales, Cebu Business Park, Cebu City. Nag-advertise na bigla.
Yes, of course, 'di ba? Maganda 'yon
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I always believe in abundance, that there is enough for
Yes,
everyone, and that we are
exactly.
still still are only, ilan lang tayo sa Manulife, Didi Boy, di ba? We still need more soldiers to be with us.
Yes, that is
Di
correct.
ba?
That is
We
correct.
need more people to spread our advocacy.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we're continuing to show up in social media to promote our mission. Yan. So thank you very
Yeah.
much, Didi Boy, for your time.
Yeah,
Really appreciate
thank you also,
this.
Janice. Yeah, it's been a well spent afternoon, late evening, early evening with you, and I hope we have more time to also chat when I'm in Manila. I'll be there in
Yes.
Manila, by the way, February 22. So hopefully we can catch up and
Yeah,
have
sige,
coffee or something.
let's do our catch up talk
I'll let
when
you
you
know
come
when I'm
here.
there.
Yes,
Yeah,
let me know. Ayan.
yeah.
So dear friends,
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed our conversation with Didi Boy. Feel free to reach out to him in any of the social media platforms, Facebook. Meron ka bang TikTok, Didi Boy?
My TikTok is Boyar108.
Okay, Instagram meron din?
Instagram meron din. I think meron
Yun.
akong PDD. Anyway, pag lumabas yung Boyar Archie, ay ako na yon.
Okay, just search for it. Yan. So,
Yeah.
my invitation for everyone, kung first time nyo pong marinig tong podcast na to, feel free to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. And do share this to your friends and families para ma-bless din natin sila. Let's continue to unlock more miracles in our lives and be a blessing to others. See you again in the next episode. Bye!
Bye, good night.